I came back this morning from France. France, where our assault formations are ashore, and now fighting like wildcats to hold the bridgeheads, to hold them against German generals and German armies who know that in the next few days they either throw us into the sea or lose the war. I've come back for a few hours to tell you what I can of what I saw in the few immortal hours in which we crashed through the famous German West Wall, and so began the liberation of France and of Europe and of the world. I went in with the Canadian assault formation. I've come back to tell you how those superb British and Canadian assault troops went almost contemptuously through minefields and curtains of machine gun fire to clear the beaches and storm the casemates and rush the pillboxes and kill the Germans with the bayonet, those that didn't surrender, and many did surrender, and then push on to their objectives miles beyond. I've come back to tell what it felt like when the dream came true, the dream of going back to France. What it felt like to swim and wade ashore and go up the shell-swept beach, and of the wild, weeping, lovely welcome of our liberated friends. But where and how should one begin? And what should one say after taking part in one of the greatest and most dramatic events of all time? At this moment, a feeling of unreality comes over me. Only 3 days ago, we went aboard our assault landing craft in English harbors for the start of the mighty enterprise. What lay before us, we didn't know. We knew that some of us would not come back. That hour seems a lifetime away, because since then we've lived a lifetime. Since that hour, we have crashed into France. For my own part, I can hardly say how strange it is to be back in England and saying, I've been to France with the assault and come back. I've been up the beaches that one had dreaded so long and seen this great event in history. And I'm back in England talking about it. First, I must say that I can't satisfy the hunger you must have for concrete news. We just can't afford to tell the Germans anything of value. I can't describe our order of battle. Who was on the left of the British forces, who in the center, and who on the right. You know we are in Normandy, between the mouth of the Seine and the Cherbourg Peninsula, but I cannot name the towns and villages. I can't describe what our fire plan was as we came in from the sea, nor the secret weapons that helped to get us ashore, nor the way we fooled the Germans about time and tide, nor the tanks and guns we've got ashore, nor the number of prisoners we've taken, nor many other things. I can only describe some of what I saw in those 2 splendid and terrible days. First, there was the strain of the last hours in London, waiting for the telephone to ring and summon us away. And then there were the few days spent in the loveliness of the country. The country had a special beauty and a sharp poignancy now that one was leaving it on such a dangerous adventure.